Hello everyone, welcome to Fijian Investment Trader, known as Fijian Traders. This is your host, Mr. Singh. Marathon Digital Holdings, ticker symbol MARA. Folks, not a week we have been facing. Actually, a last couple weeks we've been having this trend. But before I talk on the technical side, as usual, I cover the fundamentals first, and I also cover the technical side. Don't know about me. I am an investor for over 12 years, and I've been doing the stock option trading, long term swing trade, day trade, past 12 years. So this is nothing new for me. And Marathon Digital Holding, it is not even new to me. I've been trading over the stock over 4 years as a short term, long term, and even option trading on that. And what we're seeing it's a very common with Marathon Digital, right? What does it mean, right? So let's talk on the fundamental side, and I have a lot of things to cover. I know there's some mixed feelings going around as investors on Marathon, so I'm gonna cover a lot of things. If you have questions, don't forget to comment down below and turn on the notification if you want always an update on Marathon, so don't miss out anything. And don't forget to subscribe. Marathon Digital Holdings forecast, right? Its highest is 35, average is 23, and low at $14.30. And funny thing is that not even a month ago, this stock target was only a $20, $22, $23, right? And we know how analysis has been increasing their price. This stock, it is over $60 stock, and I've seen it performing it. Why it's holding it down, right? There's a lot of variables, right? Well, one of our CBS Mad Money guy, right, Mr. Jim Cramer, recommended on holding on or regrets it's a little too dicey as for Marathon Digital on the pure, right? What does it mean by that, right? So he kind of mentioned a little bit things about financial E of RF. It's not my favorite bank, but I think it's fine. He added, right? The former AutoZone CEO Rhodes served the boards of the financial region. Kramer recommended owning a BlackRock BLK. The stock of is going to be higher. So he's pretty much not talking bad about it, but he's saying which is going to be a front runner. Things happens like that. BlackRock successfully a price of $3 billion offering of the senior notes. Also, right? So he's, like I said, I'm not sure, but I like it because I think it's still dicey, right? Whereas when I asked about VC priorities, and let me get back with you and figure it out. So he's very skeptical. I do watch him a couple times, right? I'm not always big fan of his opinion because he has not been over a 50. He's over 50% accuracy on that, but don't take me wrong. This kind of news comes in from, especially from them, does have investors question, right? What's going on with Bitcoin? Why mining stocks on Wednesday, right? Which is today. So, what to know? Bitcoin briefly just hit new all-time high from 69,000 on Tuesday before re-rating all the way around to 61, right? We see a big down. Why did it happen? Well, people lost profit, folks. You go all the way high, you up 30, 40, 50%. What are you going to do? You're going to cash it out or start cashing it out because you don't want to lose gains. And it's very common for big investors. They usually do it. Or even small investors to do that, right? It's very common. So it creates higher highs and higher lows, and those are the reasons it's created. The most of it upgraded recently the support of the Bitcoin approval, right? Many crypto market participants are looking ahead on April's having event is not an potential characteristic, right? A pump investment, Tony, I can't pronounce his last name, on Tuesday noted that ETF approvals have pushed demand for Bitcoin well above supply. So they want to be more legalized. They want to do this, right? But they need approval. Once it has approval, it will carry a lot of momentum, right? And it will create a lot of pump, right? And a good characteristics, a good news like this will pushes the price high, right? So what we're going to do is shift some gears. We're going to talk about how we did today on Wednesday and what are we looking at, right? As my chart is getting reset, and we're going to talk about, well, today we opened up in between the two support and resistance, right? And guess what? We came all the way to 2163, came back, and we traded in between that, right? And we traded, and we closed about $22.66 on a 5-day, right? And why I'm saying it is a downtrend, because when we had this crossover, I mentioned it, folks, if we don't hold that $27 mark, right? It is coming down, and sure not, came all the way to $27. But you can clearly see that this $22 that my receipt, $22.65, is been acting as a support level at time and time. And now what's going to happen is this, my yellow line, which is sitting at $24.69, is going to become a resistance. Yes, folks, I know some people don't want to hear that, but it is going to be a resistance sitting on that level right over here, right? So it's going to be $24.60 because you can say we're getting rejected, and it is a downtrend, right? But I think the sell-off is over. Why do I think that? Is RSI went to the overbought territory, sorry, oversold, right? And on the MACD, it is showing some live or a green hope, right? I'm hoping it's not a fake green over here. I hope you guys can see it right over here, right? And hopefully it's not a fake one. Whereas on 3 months, right? Stay home, folks. Don't go anywhere, right? Where on the 3 months, right? We gotta be very careful, right? Because the pink line, when we had this crossover at $19.31, where I mentioned on my previous folks, I said breakout is coming, right? And we shoot all the way to $30, right? We always had the pink line was below and blue line was up. My blue line is my 60-day EMA and my pink is my 200-day EMA. It's right here and it's closing the gap. Now, if this thing cross over, it's gonna be another confirmation on the 3 months. It is coming down, right? And down, you're looking at all the way to 19 is one support, and I think it's gonna be a major. And the next is $14.62. It's gonna be roughly sitting over there. Let me shift my chart. It was sitting at right here, right? And it's gonna be sitting right over here. So the 3 key levels on that, right? And this is, unfortunately, I gotta cover with you, right? And but where I see on my 6 months, right, it's like I said, on the 6 months it's sitting at $23.97, right? $23.07, and which we closed today below, which we did close below today, right? If Bitcoin makes a rally again, then it will bounce back. But you can clearly see that we rallied all the way from 31. We came low off, all the way low off $20. Then we rallied back again to right here, and then we pull back. Then we had this run again. So we have seen time and time with our runs right now. It's been a roller coaster up and down, right? Right with that. I did show some of my shares. I'm still holding about 40% of my shares because I wanted to lock my gains, because the trend is showing for a downtrend, right? And if I get an opportunity over here to see an up to reversal, we'll do that. Right now, it is unfortunately a downtrend pattern because of how the Bitcoin is pulling out, and also while we have this ETF approval coming out. You know, people doesn't think it's just a quick pump and do that, and it's getting rejected. That $30 mark, $30.40, you know, and between $30.40 and $32 has been a massive resistance where with time and time you have the rejected, right here, and we got rejected, right? So 3 times we've done it, we got rejected, and now we're trading this my 200-day. But like I said, it's still not a confirmation of the downtrend, but the signal is pointing it. But once we have this blue line crossover, it is gonna come to $14 lower than that. And I know some of you guys really don't want to hear me saying that, but I want to keep this real fact with you, right? I not always share the good news. I always share the bad news comes to. I know, and my what I bought it around there, it is my average about $15. So that's why I sold more, about 60% of my shares, still keeping about 40%, right? Still keeping about 40% of my shares on that. But I am watching it very closely, because if it drops right here in the $19 level, then I'm going to see where the trend line, right? Because if this thing cross over back again over here, it can even break the $14. I know some of you guys really don't want to hear that. But if the Bitcoin rallies again, then we have this reversal comes in, and then I can have opportunity to let more shares back again and make some money back again. But I always have a plan to where to sell, lock some profit, and do that. But whereas like I said, is the blue line has been turning curve, and it's turned curve, and it's gonna cross over on the 6 months, and then it's gonna have that, right? A reversal on that. Whereas on the 1 year, you can see that it is kind of have that uptrend pattern, right? A lot of charts on my lot of resistance support level, it still is showing an uptrend on that, but you can see a 1 year, you have some green, red bars are creeping it. So I'm gonna shift the gear back again at the 3 months right here, right? Quickly on our 3 months. on the 3-month chart. And like I said, you have this crossover. Unfortunately, like I said, it is showing a downtrend. But if it's going to be trading in between these two, $22 to $25 level, because the resistance level sitting right here, then we might see another reversal come up, right? But this is just not a confirmation yet. Folks, thank you for watching it. Next video coming over the weekend. But I do think we're going to go test that $25 level again. I'm very confident that Thursday, Friday, we're going to go test it and get rejected again on that. So if you are looking to have your plan to sell shares, or you have plan to add more shares, this is some of the opportunities to look at. Not a financial advisor, do your own diligence. You know how to trade. This is your money. You invest what is best for you. I am just showing on the technical and the fundamentals and what I am doing it. And I want to share with you guys. I'm very transparent when I see a downtrend and uptrend pattern. But unfortunately, when you have this crossover of the moving average, you can go Google it. It just gives an indication on that on the 1 month, on the 3 month, and on the 1 month, right? Whereas on the 1 month, you can see it has the crossover. Whereas on the 3 month, we still have that gap, right? You still have that gap is closing. But if this gap get closed on the 3-month chart, folks, unfortunately, it is going to be a confirmation right here, right? It's going to be right up here, and you can clearly see that it's going to be right up here, and you can clearly see that it's narrowing down. It's very close right now, which is the blue line is sitting right at $25.43, and $25 the pink line is sitting at about $22, $24.50. So right there, both of those moving average sitting right on top of each other. So like I said, I hope I don't ruin your day or anything if you have bought shares around $27. But you might see another pump, but it's going to be a short-lived pump coming up, and then it's going to get rejected quickly unless we have a great news. So thank you for watching, folks. Videos coming on the Saturday morning, on Thursday and Friday, and what are we looking for Marathon Digital, and what's in my plan, because now I'm going to be loading more shares. Yes, folks, when it comes to that, I'm going to start out new one and going to load more shares because I believe in Marathon. It is a good way to make money, and time and time we see, excuse me, getting rejected. But the next time we touch it, we're breaking it. So thank you for watching it. Stay tuned for more videos coming on the weekend. Thank you.